Hey team, welcome back. Today we have an aftermarket runner, ticker DRMA. It's up 60% in the aftermarket. We can see it's at the top of our list in the gap up scanner. It has 3 million shares traded in the aftermarket alone, which is a lot of volume in the aftermarket. And it has a micro float, under 1 million share float, 601,000 shares showing here on Trade Ideas. Taking a look at the chart, we can see that the volume was pretty inconsistent. These yellow candles are going to show us high volume, but not extremely high volume. White candles are really what we want to see that breakout type of volume. But as we can see, we don't have too many of those. And therefore, we have this choppy price action. I think a lot of that has to do with the lack of volume and lack of liquidity. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be watching this one early on at the 262. That level is going to be key for me. So close over 262. I may get into this trade depending on if I'm up early enough to see this one or not, and then coast up to the $3, scale into profit, and then look for that 339, 340 area to scale into more profit. Now, if we start to move above that, I do have a cluster of resistance above. A few of these are smaller time frame levels, so they may not hold as much weight as resistance, but I probably won't trade aggressive around these levels. So if I'm in the trade, I'll scale out into those levels. If I'm not in the trade, I won't add into these type of levels, as again, these are smaller time frame levels. I have a cluster of resistance above, so I don't expect too much movement in the morning on this one, other than this gap here that is pretty attractive. If we start to move to the low side, I've got that smaller time frame 220, and then below that all the way down to $1.52 and $1.42, which I probably won't be watching if it gets down that level. Now, this is an attractive gap, but the gap already filled once. So I want to keep that in mind. So I may not take a trade off of this level. That would be an anticipation trade, anticipating that's going to return back to this level and back to highs. Bullish momentum, I would look for a close over that 262 for a possible move up to $3. That's the mental whole dollar test. And then, of course, 339, 343, 350, which is also the mental half dollar test. So right now, again, low volume, low liquidity. I think it explains a lot of this choppy price action. We're seeing DRMA tick into the resistance here and major level of 262, but it's doing it on very low volume, showing 19,000 shares on this candle. 10 seconds left on this candle. Let's see where it closes. I want to see it close over the 262. So the theory here with confirmation trading is that it needs to close over these predetermined levels to then hold that level of support. If it closes back below, that's when it's signal for us to bail. If it closes over the 262, we can take the trade and look for our scale points to scale out of the trade to protect profits. $3 would be the first scale point, of course, being the mental whole dollar test, but just because we know $3 is up there does not mean we have to wait for that. Of course, we could be comfortable maybe 5 cents, 10 cents per share, whatever it may be. So ticker DRMA, that candle had 21,000 shares on it. And as we can see, again, very low volume and low liquidity. It's 7 o'clock Eastern time. So we'll see in the morning if we get a little bit more volume. Again, I'd like to be watching this area, and I may be up with our 4 a.m. crew as we have the scanners going then. So guys, have a good night. That's ticker DRMA. I'll see you in the morning. Thanks.